Hello Pisces, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris-Anne. So there's that. Apparently I love that deck because I'm using it all the time lately. Supportive Oracle cards, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. I thought these went well before, so I'm still enjoying using those together, so I'm going to keep doing that. Alright. What do we have for Pisces? Okay. See if I can pick these cards up. It's like all this wants to be. Like all this wants to be in? Okay. Okay, so starting off with this situation, whatever it is, I think you're looking to create something yourself. There's something you want to make. There's something you want to do. But it's more about how do you want to do it. You got the Queen of Cups with the Nightingale spirit, which says love is all around. When I feel Nightingale, I feel like there's a very it feels very active. It feels like whatever I'm creating, it's not just good for me, but it's like I want to include other people. Like it's like other people are included in this. I can see it coming together in a very connected way. Like other people are included. I really keep getting that. So it's kind of like I want to enjoy this with other people. There's something I want to enjoy with other people. I keep getting that with the Nightingale. And it's kind of like, in a way, when I'm visualizing it, it's like we all get along well. There's no need for conflict. It's just something we're going to enjoy together. And the next step forward is kind of like, well, if I really want this to happen, like this is the next step. Like you think about it enough that you're like, you know what, I really would like that to happen. You know what? It's not just something I want to dream about. It's something I want to actually create. So it's like, all right, if I'm going to do this, and I'm going to get all these people involved in this, I got to choose who I want involved with it and who I think will support the situation and help me do it. I know it's a wild horse because it says freedom, but I'm getting workhorse, ironically enough. And the hiccups. Okay. So the hiccups usually give me some type of apprehension, some type of difficulty moving forward. It's kind of like I have to create this in a way where people understand and agree. If I lay the foundation correctly, if I put it out there correctly, if they understand it the way I'm seeing it, I do think they'll support it and actually keep it where I want it to go. But if I only put it out there with a fuzzy outline or just an outline, they're going to fill it in the way they want to. So I think that's the nervousness I'm feeling here. And that's like the horse. I know it's a wild horse, but it's kind of like you want to move it more into a section like everything is already defined. I just want it to actually happen. And explain why it's defined certain ways and how things work together. What's the tarot card? Six of Pentacles. A lot of give and take here. There will be some negotiation. So whatever it is, I feel like whoever you're adding in, they also want something themselves. As long as they're getting something out of it too, you got this going. But there might be some negotiation. I don't think it's bad. But what I'm feeling here is like when it comes in, it's got the Seven of Pentacles. Like it's not like a one and done. It's not a quickie. It's not just a quick situation. It's something that's going to take some planning, some time. For example, if like it's November and I'm in the northern hemisphere, so like say I wanted to do a beach party. That's not realistically going to happen for me anyway until next summer. So it's almost like this is something I'm trying to create, and it's like I'm feeling this energy kind of like, oh, we could probably make this a weekend event or possibly a whole week if we wanted to like, camp together and there's certain people you wanted to come together. And you're realizing, okay, I know where I want it to happen. I know what type of things I want there. But when other people come into it, it's kind of like, well, they like going to this place or they like going to that place. We like going to this town, or we like to going to that town. We like to going to this beach or that beach, or we would like to have a campground connected. Oh, but we would prefer. There's other people like we would prefer to have a close enough town where we could do some shopping if we decide to, or, you know, there is some like giving and taking here. And I'm also getting with the Seven of Pentacles, like, this isn't going to be set in stone when it starts. Like, you can't just say, well, this is what's going to be, let's just all agree we're going to go here and have this from this weekend. It's going to be like, as it keeps going forward, like, well, we thought Gilbert Lake, we're just going to say Gilbert Lake because I think that's somewhere about an hour and a half, 2 hours from me. We were going to originally do that, and that maybe was the original plan, but as people keep going, they're like, well, I don't really want to travel that far. It's kind of like 3 hours for so-and-so, or it's somebody else is like, that's too close to where I already live. I don't want to be like a half hour from home. That's too close for where I want to be. I want to actually, if I'm going to go somewhere and have a good time, I want to actually get away from where I live. So for somebody else, it may be like too close. So more negotiations will come in. Where's a better place? Where could we go? Where would you like to go? Does it matter? Stuff like that. As this keeps going forward, there's negotiations, and I don't think this is gonna stop the situation. But I'm getting like the Eight of Swords, like, people are getting in each other's way. I think that's why this is getting complicated, because like, it's like there's you, and if you we're just gonna use the number 5, you and 5 other people. And just like, people just keep getting in each other's way. I think that's too close. I think that's too far away. I think we should go here. I think we should go there. I like this for the location, but I don't like this for the beach. Well, I like this for the beach, but I don't like this for the location. This would be great for both the beach and location, but the bugs are bad there. We're just go. You know what I mean? There's always something popping up, and that's the Eight of Swords. Like, it just keeps going in circles and blocks. Right above this is what's actually happening, the Two of Swords, and it's got the Six of Swords behind it. I feel like it keeps coming back and forth. People kind of think about it, talk about it, and then it doesn't really go anywhere, but they don't forget about it. Then they walk away, Six of Swords, but they also come back. I think that's with the Minor Arcana, why I'm getting that, because it's Minor Arcana. I feel like people walk away and they keep coming back. They walk away, they keep coming back. Can we make this work out? Is this going to work out? I don't know if it's going to work out. Let's try this again. Let's think of other things. Well, do we have to do a beach thing? Could we do something else? Can we just do maybe like a weekend where we all go on vacation in the same area? We get B&Bs near each other, and we do stuff like that. We could but maybe we could do a cruise. Maybe, like, could we all do a cruise? Could we all afford that? Could we all get the same time off? Oh, I don't know. Let's start thinking of that. New things start popping in. And the thing is, you're like, I'm just going through my own thing. Like, I wanted a beach situation. I love the beach. I wanted to hang out on the beach. I was really looking forward to that. At first, it seems fine, but I'm getting, like, people start throwing in different ideas. The koi fish, there's always enough. Bee spirit, sweet results, and antelope, life is speeding up. It's funny with the bee, because I always get like working energy with the bee, and they're saying sweet results, but I understand that there's a lot of work going on in this situation, and I do feel like that's going to lead to sweet results. But I feel like when I'm getting the bee at this point, it's referring to like there's going to be a lot of work. There's a lot of people have to work together and start moving in the same direction. The antelope also gives me that herd mentality. Once we decide we're going to go in the same direction, it will go very quickly, but we got to get into that herd mentality here. We all got to get on the same page and move together. Thing is, you're Pisces. You usually try to get along with people. So once the majority decide, I feel like you'll support it, even if it goes against what you originally wanted. Because when all is said and done, at the end of the day, you're looking for an event to enjoy with everybody. You prefer, for example, the beach. But if the beach isn't happening and they're like, hey, instead of the beach, let's go on a cruise. Or, let's do this instead, where it has nothing to do with the beach. Whatever you want. Let's go to Niagara Falls. Let's go on a road trip. Like, let's do something else. And it's kind of like, these things might include a beach spot here or there. Maybe you get to stop at a beach and hang out for a couple hours. But you were like thinking, I wanted the whole weekend, if not the whole week, to hang out at the beach because you love it that much. And it's going to be like maybe one day out of 7 that you might get to do some beach stuff. And it might be just half the day at that, if that. And you're kind of like, well, at least I get some of it. Not exactly what I wanted, but the fact that it's actually coming in and making taking shape, you do like this. You're very supportive. That's a natural Pisces energy. I'm saying that as a Pisces. We tend to be very supportive. And as long as we're honored and listened to, and we realize other people really want this to happen, and they're including us, and they are including us in some of the good stuff, enough of the good stuff at least, we will support things, and we will kind of, I think it's a Pisces thing, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but we put our own desires to the back of the burner if we think the majority would like something better, and it would still serve us. Kind of like if I want to go and have Italian food, but everybody else wants to have Chinese, I'll be like, all right, well, as long as I get to hang out with everybody, it's still good food. I still enjoy it. I'll put my needs to the back burner, and I can go with them. I'll just be like, okay, let's do that. That's great. And I feel like that's what you're doing with the Knight of Cups. I feel like you're giving in on what you really wanted, and you're going forward with what everybody wants, but it's still good, because I'm getting the Knight of Cups. It's still good, and you're happy to be included. It's just not originally what you were hoping to happen here. I do think as this keeps going forward, it's going to become more somebody else's plan rather than your plan. Judgment, ironically, does go in your favor. I feel like whatever it is you wanted, for example, I'm going with the beach thing, right? I think it's going to go stray way off of that. I almost feel like it's straying way off of it. It's kind of like, you know what, instead of the beach, let's all travel to this city. Let's all go to New York City. And we'll spend a weekend there, and we'll go see all the shows, and we'll go do the shopping, and we'll go to some nice restaurants, and we'll just spend a weekend doing that. And you're just like, oh, I was hoping for a full week, but a weekend was fine. But it's like there's no beach activity at all there. It's still something you would enjoy is what I'm getting, but not like the whole beach thing is gone. Not even near it. You're technically near the water if you're in New York City, but it's not really splashing around in it type water. At least I don't believe so usually. I don't know that much about New York City, to be fair. What I'm getting from this is judgment goes in your favor. You're included. This is a very good event. This is going to be a very fun event. But for example, if you still want that beach thing to happen, you got to start searching out somebody who feels the same way about the beach, and you may have to make it a smaller affair. Kind of like, who else actually wants to go to the beach like I do? Who else is feeling that way? Who else, when we were talking it out, seemed excited to do that too? And then be like, well, how about just us go on a different date? We'll all do this as a group, but maybe we could plan some other day. Like, we wanted to do that in the end of June, which we're still going to do this in the end of June. How about in July or August, we just get together a smaller group who actually wants to go to the beach, and we'll just make that happen as well. Because I feel like you don't have to completely give up what you want. When this gets off track, it feels like you lost it. It's kind of like, well, I guess that didn't happen. Keep it going forward. Just reevaluate it. You're going to have this plus that, just in a smaller context. Just have less people with it. You still can have what you want, is what I'm getting. Because the outcome here, I'm getting the Four of Cups. And they're saying you don't get what you want in the major situation, but if you don't let it completely go, you can have the major situation that's not what you technically wanted, but still good, and then have the second one, the second side situation, what you actually wanted, you can still have it. So you don't have to accept that you didn't get anything you want. Go with the flow with the majority, have fun with that, but then also on the side, have a smaller group and actually get what you literally wanted. You might want to also plan that closer to the time, for example, the beach thing, right? If I was going through this scenario and say I started this whole situation now, over the course of the next 5 months, 3 months, 5 months, whatever, it takes a life of its own. There's no beach going on anymore. It's not happening. You're closer to the actual time, like in May, maybe even June, find a smaller group of people who actually want to go to the beach and set it up. Be like, hey, how about in July we go here and we all have a weekend. We rent a bungalow or a cabin, whatever you want to call them, and we all just hang out that weekend at the beach and we just have a good time at the beach. It's a smaller group, but again, you want to plan it closer to the actual time. And it's a smaller group, but you can still have it. But just don't give up on it. Don't just accept, like, I just didn't get what I wanted. You can still have it, too. That's the thing about this card that I love. There's a beautiful rainbow shooting up out of this pot, and they're not looking at it. They're not realizing it's there. You can know it's there. That's what this is for. Now, I'm getting the Four of Pentacles. Identify who in the main group, and there might be more than one, has to do things their way. I'm getting this energy, and I've come across this a lot in certain situations where certain people just want it to be their way. They'll start getting involved with something, and they're like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And then before you know it, they've switched the whole idea around, and now instead of doing what the original person wanted, they've already morphed it. They keep everybody involved, but they've changed it to something they want to do versus who the original wanted to do. Like, what do you call this person? A usurper? Is that what I want to say? Somebody who just takes over. Identify who that is. Because there's an energy here where I feel like even if you include them in the second side thing, if you include them, they'll do it to you again. Because they'll just make it what they want it to be about. They're like, oh, that sounds great. Okay, let's do the beach thing. Yeah, yeah. And as it gets closer, they're like, hey, I saw this deal for this amusement park. We can all be riding rides and playing games and having good food. We should do that. Hey, let's change that. Instead of going to the beach for the weekend, who wants to hang out on the beach? Oh my God, it's so boring. Everybody should come to this. Let's go and do this amusement park thing. Let's do that instead. Identify who it was the first time, because it might be more than one person. Maybe more than one person for some of you. Because they will do it to you again. I'm not saying you have to completely cut them out of it, but you might, if you know it's there, you have to at least work around it in one way, in the sense of like, just don't invite them, but don't let them know you didn't invite them. Just make it a smaller select group. Or invite somebody else to the situation who's just as strong, if not stronger than them, who will help you make it go the way you want to. Somebody will be like, no, we said the beach, we're going to stick with the beach. An earth energy might be a very strong ally for you, because if they agree to, like, for example, go to the beach, and they're looking forward to going to the beach, this person kind of trying to usurp it and get everybody to go to the amusement park. Instead, they'll be like, oh no, we're not doing that. I'm going to the beach, we're going to the beach, we've been planning for the beach, I've been planning for the beach, we're doing the beach. The beach. A very good ally, you might find a good ally in an earth sign. An earth sign that you know is strong and will hold the line. It's just somebody who has that attitude. They can be stubborn, but they can be stubborn in a good way. You know. Alright, I think I've given enough information, because I think I'm going to go on all day if I don't stop. Alright, so I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.